And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you an example of where I see another area where I see a lot of businesses fall over. They want to grow their business, but they don't think about the cash flow consequences. Now I'm going to use an example of someone bringing on sales staff, but it can be the same if you're going to spend a bucket of money to do marketing. So we're going to go through 4 salespeople. Sally the Superstar, Typical Tom, Slow Sammy, and Replace Robbie. And I'm going to show you what the cash flow implications of employing those people are. And you can probably guess by the name what's going to happen. So let's look at Sally the Superstar. Great person employed. Comes on board the first month, keeps the target first month and keeps hitting the target. But as you can imagine, if you close a sale in the first month, what's the chances of your customer paying you immediately? Very slim. So in this circumstance, the business needed about $8,000 to fund Sally the Superstar in the first month. So in that circumstance, even in the perfect world, the business needed some cash flow to fund Sally the Superstar. Typical Tom. From my experience, most people when they go into a business as a salesperson take about 3 to 4 months to ramp up the target. So that's what I've done here for Typical Tom. So you can see here, Typical Tom takes about 4 months to his cash flow positive, and he's about, I think the number is, about $15,000 worth of cash to have to fund it. Let's take this on to the next one, which is Slow Sammy. Comes on board, really great attitude, but takes a bit longer to get up through the process. And Slow Sammy gets hit with another one. Most businesses in Australia get really hit around the Christmas New Year period, particularly in certain industries, and you're going to get fined that your sales drop off. So Slow Sammy, you can see here where her targets have dropped down because of Christmas New Year, or what she's achieved. So she nearly made it to break even here in January, but then it took until March to break even. So the worst funding there for Slow Sammy was $20,000. Let's look at Replace Robbie. Now, most people might say to me, oh, Replace Robbie never happens. But I'll tell you this, I've yet to see a business who has always employed people who succeed. Time and time again, there is people who come on as salespeople and don't perform. And particularly if you're in a new industry or a new space, people can come on and say how great they are, but they may not survive in your industry if it's a new space. So with Replace Robbie, he's 3 months, a couple of months in. He's starting out about the same as Slow Sammy, but he's got a horrible attitude, doesn't fit in with the culture. So the bosses decide to fire him and replace him with Typical Tom's cousin. But Typical Tom wants to ramp up, but he hits the Christmas New Year period. So in this circumstance, Typical Tom is about $44,000. Between the two of them, the business is needed to fund them $44,000 cumulatively before they start turning around. So to compare them, you can see here, they've all contributed positively to the business. So tick for the year. But the problem is, look at the maximum cash drain. So in effect, they've had successful recruitment, but they've had cash drain. Now let's say you did this exercise when you only had 10 grand worth of spare cash, and you brought on Typical Tom. How do you fund him in the 3rd month? You've got no money left to pay him. You're going to have to sack him. What if you only had 20 grand and you brought on Replace Robbie? 20 grand's gone in the first 2 months. You've sacked Replace Robbie, but you've got no money to bring on the next person. So if you're going to grow your business, you need to understand the consequences on your cash flow of what that's doing and whether you have it. And this example here, I'd say to you, plan for Typical Tom, whatever number that is works out for your business and your industry, but you want to have an emergency buffer in case you get Replace Robbie. If you get Sally the Superstar, you're going good. If you get Slow Sammy, you're okay. But that's why, time and time again, I've worked with businesses trying to grow. And particularly if you're trying to grow rapidly and you're trying to bring on multiple salespeople, one of those salespeople, chances are it's going to be a dud. And if you don't have the cash flow to cover that and to build it, you end up growing your sales staff, hitting a cash wall, bouncing a couple of people out of the business. Usually the good ones quit because you're starting to not paying on time, etc. And you've got no money to grow again, so you float around doing nothing until you can build up some cash to go through. And that's where inadequate cash flow can really hurt a growing business for your process.